Hello, hello, I'm the official narrator. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. And then we get to look at how we can get past mystery gifts again. I totally clicked and watched that video before. I'm definitely going to do it now. Today we're looking at the other box art legendary. Tell us which version you bought. I have Shield. Yeah, I have Shield. I got Shield Dog. Did you buy Sword Dog or did you buy Shield Dog? Or are you one of those weird psychopaths that buy both? Get friends. Or siblings or something. Why does it show both of them here? Is it because they're basically the same fucking list? Highlighting Crypto just because it was in the Zacian episode and because I could understand if you'd want to put it on Shield Dog above Sword Dog. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. We acknowledge Good Boy. It made me laugh in the Zacian episode. It does not make me laugh here. Zeus! That reminds me. Bolt Hunt. There's another dog for you to look up nicknames from. I knew there was more than just 3 dogs. I'll acknowledge Solitude just because Binding of Isaac Bayonetta style nickname, although not technically relevant. I think I've discussed it on the channel before. When Mortal Kombat 11 came out and they're like, hey, you can make your own custom loadouts and stuff like that. You can pick the moves and the outfits and all that shit and give it a name. I did that naming thematic for pretty much all the characters, and Solitude was the name I gave to Aaron Black. That was the fighting style I gave him, was Solitude. Or at least that was what I just named it, because I figured it felt his personality. Placenta the Zamazenta. Zam the Yam, Zam the Clam, Zam the Spam. Zam the Sham. Zam the Ram. Captain America at least makes sense. Would I use it? No. If you wanted to, you could call it Vibranium, I suppose. And I'm curious, I just want to know if anyone else interpreted this, or if this was the intent or whatever. But upon seeing the contrast of Sword and Shield, to me, mentally, it brought upon the idea of an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. And I just want to know if anyone else interpreted the Sword and Shield motif or the Pokemon in that regard, or if I'm alone on that. Balto was technically brought up in the, Zacian episode, so we're just highlighting this again if you care for it. And then Warwolf was another one brought up as well, and there you go. Lupin was also brought up in the last episode too. Highlighting right here just so you can see what Slowpoke Tail has to offer. It's pretty much everything we already mentioned as of this point. It's very much a repeat of the Zacian episode. I feel like we talked about this one before, because I don't know, I'm looking through this page and I'm like, I feel like I've seen this, but I feel like I haven't. Maybe this is like the same people commenting their same names, but on a different post. But this one feels familiar, and there's just something kind of special about seeing so many, like, virtues, benevolent acts, the Bayonetta, Binding of Isaac style stuff, like Salvation, Retribution, Harmony. And then you get down to Zamazenta and it says, Wall of God. Like, you could have picked something better than that. You could have kept that theme going, but instead you did that. And that's just really funny to me. But here's just some more great ideas for you. Any of these can be thrown onto pretty much anyone, unless you want to like make it kind of more fitting to the Binding of Isaac or Bayonetta style, and base it off of any of them from the actual game. Like, for instance, I use Fearless for Pyroar, because in Bayonetta, Fearless is a lion. Just an example. Cool, so that's that. We've reached the bottom. Zamazenta was either the less popular choice, or maybe it's just because I just finished the Zacian thing as to where this one took 9 minutes for me to go through Google, and Zacian took me 25. Not necessarily sure how, but yeah, when you see a lot of the same shit between 2 episodes and you do them back to back, I guess it can have that effect on you. Like Zacian, I feel like Zamazenta is a letdown and a disappointment because there are plenty of dog Pokemon out there that you could use for names and inspirations. Please consider any dog that exists in the Pokemon universe. And then you can look at that episode, assuming we've done it because we haven't got to Paldea yet, so hold your fucking horses. And then, like, if there's some sort of dog-based nickname, you could put that on there. I mean, you could use, like, there's going to be wall-based Pokemon like Shuckle or something like that, for instance. But Shield as a concept, the closest I guess you got is like Aegislash, and even then that's both offense and defense, so I don't know. I don't feel like there's too many Pokemon based on shields that I can think of. So I guess just lean into the dog episodes if you can. We do have a comment suggestion. King Arthur's shield. You know, I think I actually did see that, but I didn't acknowledge it. Aegis was another. I did see Aegis a lot, admittedly. I just thought about Aegis Slash, which now I guess I realize, hey, that's the inspiration. Neat. Didn't know that. So, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't think twice about it. I don't personally nickname Legendary, so I don't have a suggestion for you at all. And I do feel like this episode, kind of like Zacian, was a bit of a flop, even though it has no fucking business being one. Just know that when we eventually get to Miraidon and Koraidon, those episodes will probably suck too. Just seems to be the way the cookie crumbles. Any ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use and recommend. I have a cat on me. I'm waiting for him to start swiping the microphone, but he's deciding to choose peace instead of violence as an option. He says, I shall lay here, because I made the mistake of leaning back in my chair. Never do that. That is always an opportunity for a predator to pounce upon you. Always keep your guard up. There are wild beasts out there in the world.